Góðan daginn and welcome to the project pile number 34. My name is Gulder. This is my project pile. Hey! My podcast about yarn, knitting, crocheting, my cast-ons, my working projects, what I managed to finish, and very often the weather as well, and anything else that I can think of, so yay! I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm gonna explain after I talk about yarn, because otherwise I'm just gonna ramble and the yarn is gonna be like an afterthought and I can't have that. Okay? Okay. So yeah. It might be a little bit of weirder video today because I haven't actually had enough sleep. Yeah, anyway, so progress, yes. So now I've been working on my Saga Án Fléttu. Finished the body. So yay. Move in these lovely mix of red colors, accidental because like if I remember correctly this one is called something like burnt and okay, ignore the hole, that's where the exchange of yarn happened. I think this one in the Léttlopi is called burnt red. I can't remember what they called the lovely purpley mix of color of the Álfarslopi. We're talking about color names with Lopi because they don't have names on labels, but when you order like online, they suddenly have names. I don't know, my brain gets easily confused, so why not just have names? That would just make things so much simpler. But anyway, enough rambling. Lope. So, start off with the little. I think I show this every single video, but I love the mix of yarn. So, Saga Án Fléttu starts with Léttlopi, which is this thinner, lighter type of Assan wool. Here is the label. Now, this is an older yarn. You can see it on the label with the pattern here and the color. So, but yep. Here is the dye lot and the color number. Okay, here. This maybe? Yeah. Alright. So, I just love with this pattern that you use two different yarn on your weight of yarn, because the bulk of the sweater is made with Álfarslopi. You can see a difference in label, like so neat. Alright, anyway, so here is this part for ya. Sorry, yes. Alright, so the thing I really love about this pattern is super simple. There's no increases or decreases. There will be decreases when I reach like this part. That's it. The number of stitches that I cast on is the number of stitches that I work with. I love that. Because that means that I don't have to think. So, you start off with the lighter, well, finer yarn. And you start with a 3.5mm knitting needle. These here, right? And with both the sleeves and the body, you start off with just knitting back and forth 3 times before joining in a circle with a 4.5mm. With a little bit, then you knit a certain amount, then you switch to 8mm and you knit the rest. They use the Léttlopi for the hem of the body, the sleeve cuffs, and then for the neck lining. And I mean, I do have different type of reds, but it is definitely growing on me. So you can see that the hem of the shirt is gonna sweater. It's gonna be I mean, this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be like really comfortable also. Technically speaking, I finished like the length of the body. I might make it a little longer because I kind of like things, you know, especially sweater being a bit longer in the body. And I don't really know. Like a few years ago, most of the like designs in like Lope, they tend to be rather short, and because that was the style at the time in like the early 2000 and you know up to 2010, like a little bit after that, I am not blah, what's the TV, I'm not for that. I like things like hitting me like not here or just at the waistband. I like them like around the hip because that just feels warmer to me. But I started on one of the sleeves and I gotten this much done. It's gonna be so pretty. Also, it matches my shirt this month. Yay! So, yeah, got most of the forearm done. And I did enter a little bit of panic mode when I was going to start the sleeve this week because I thought I had 3.5mm pointed double pointed needles because that's what the pattern calls for. I keep doing that because listen, we only use one word for both recipe and pattern in Icelandic. We say uppskrift, which basically just means written up, like written up instructions. So every time so often when I'm talking about patterns, I keep using the word recipe because my brain just goes, well, it's interchangeable, isn't it? No, brain, we are speaking English. They don't use the same word for like this thing. But yeah, I thought I had 3.5mm double knitting needles. I don't, and because I was going to cast on like what was this Saturday or Sunday, something I can't remember, but didn't have knitting needles. I'm like, oh my god, I have to wait until Monday before I can like do something about it. Monday morning when I get into work and I start my work, I'm like, I suddenly have the epiphany I don't need the double pointed needles. Because with this pattern, every time you do the cast on, you start with 3.5mm. But you don't join in the circle, you knit back and forth 3 times. You don't need the double knit needles. You just need the same circle needles and a longer cable. Like this cable is sufficiently long for me to start the sleeves. And then when I switch over to the 4.5mm, that's when I join in a circle. It's fine. Because it's not exactly as the pattern calls for, but it works for me. Because at the end, see, you sew this, you sew this thing together. Like, I'm technically speaking missing one round of the knitting a circle. That doesn't matter, I can just sew it up together. But it took until Monday for me to figure that out, so, And I haven't exactly been, like, honestly speaking, I could have done a lot more, but I didn't. I need to stop feeling guilty about not doing everything at the same time, like, But, yeah, so I finished the body. I think maybe making a little bit longer to be more comfortable. And I've started on the first sleeve, so it is getting there. So hopefully I should have a sweater before the end of November. That's gonna be so nice. Oh, quite a photo here. So yeah, this sweater is coming along nicely. I am making, oh also, I was gonna talk about that. So I obviously did this, the 4.5mm on the sleeve with these steel ones. They are quite nice. I do think that like metal knit needles are the best when you're working with wool. Like that's my personal preference. The 8mm that I also got, these bamboo ones. Where did I put the yeah. Here is the back they came in. It's okay. They're very nice to work with. It's just personally I'm feeling that I do prefer metal type of knitting needles when I'm working with wool. Like these are well made, but I feel this is absolutely unfounded, but I feel like the tips are like cracking every time I'm knitting. I'm like, they aren't. They are absolutely like polished, and there is not a single one, like they are whole. But my brain keeps insisting that they're cracking when I'm working with wool. I don't know why. It's literally mental. Honestly, that's pretty much all I've been working on this week. Like, again, I only did like a couple of rounds on the Dummy Clap Shawl. I did make a couple of rounds, but not much. So yeah, but I do have the other Lopapesa on the to go. The actual character. Oh, why do I keep? Yeah. Yeah. Is that the one? Don't feel like that's the one. No, I'm being silly. I've got the. Because the other love pitch that I'm gonna work on is this chaos, this wonderful mismatch of patterns and everything is gonna be so much fun to make. Ættarmót, family reunion. I do have most of the lobby for it, but I'm missing I think like 2 colors. Collectively that's like 5 skeins that I'm missing. So obviously I need to get that ready before I'm done with that one, because I want to, get started as soon as I can. Why did I put that away? I'm gonna show you. Like, so I've got this one almost ready to go, but if because of the pandemic, because that does put a damper on things, like how, yeah, my brain is like that. But I do have enough yarn to make this sweater twice over, and I'm missing 2 skeins for this scarf. Otherwise, I am absolutely ready to make the things that I want to make. Not that like I'm missing yarn, like I have enough yarn, but these are the parts that I want to focus on right now. Yes. See, this is why I like YouTube, why I like talking about yarn on YouTube, because I can geek out over yarn. I can talk about yarn and just enjoy having it. Most people that I know here, like knitters, they don't collect yarn. I do know like 1 or 2 people, but most people that I know, they buy the yarn to make this particular thing, and then they get rid of the excess. Like, okay, that's not how my brain works. I like to keep the extra yarn because I can make something else out of it. But no, you guys are the ones that I can talk to, geeking out about yarn, about what goes into yarn, how is like made, how is processed, the fibers. I can learn so much about what makes me happy, because something as simple as this brightens my day. It makes me happy because I know that I can use it to make something to either keep myself warm or someone else, and it's just happy. But yeah, so I'm gonna say that's enough for. I have a cracked. One of my nails is being annoying. I'm gonna say that's enough about yarn today because I have a confession. I didn't sleep last night. I stayed awake for 25 hours, which is something that I don't usually do, but I did that last night because yesterday was Friday, and I don't have any this is the only application that I have on Saturdays is filming my yarn videos, so I can post it, so that I can post it for Sunday. The thing is, there was a 12-hour stream. Never was 12-hour streams, never. It was completely accidental that I caught this one, and I'm so grateful that I did because it was the final goodbye for a channel that was called Unus Annus, 1 year. It was a channel made by Markiplier and Crank Still Plays. They still have their own things, but a year ago they started a channel called Unus Annus that was only going to be alive for a single year, and every day they posted a video, so 365 videos in total. Well, they did end up with what did I say, 367 or 8, so a bit more than they set out to make. And the idea with this channel, I didn't watch every single video. I was thinking about a few weeks ago, oh, maybe I should go and watch everything, but they just didn't spark interest. If I'm not interested in it, I'm not gonna watch it. But it was the channel itself that I fell in love with. Just the concept of it, the idea behind it. It's Memento Mori. Maybe a little bit morbid for some, but Memento Mori can mean remember you will die, or remember death. And the idea that they set out with is there's a limited time. We don't have unlimited time. It's limited. And what if you knew that you only had a year? What if you knew how limited, down to the minute, how limited your time is? And for someone who suffers from, and I do mean suffer, from, I think it's called thanatophobia, the idea of death terrifies me. I'm ugh, I don't want to think about it. I know it's inevitable. I don't like thinking about it. It just terrifies me. I'm actually in a pretty good place today, which honestly surprised me because I haven't been sleeping enough, but I'm actually in a good enough mental state right now to talk about it, because otherwise I would just be literally hiding under my bedsheet and just shivering in terror. But I love this channel. Absolutely, the idea of it, because it has actually helped me a little bit, accepting the inevitable, because they were just so open about it. They were just, the way they talked about death was just very, very beautiful and honest, and just thank you, that helped. Dang it, there's a tear. Ignore the tear, it's just, I'm an emotional human being. And I absolutely love this channel and the idea behind it, because there was a set deadline, literal deadline, and everything that they said at the beginning, that at the end of the, excuse me, just ignore this part of my face because this just goes teary. At the beginning of this 1 year that they gave themselves, they said they were gonna delete everything. The channel, all the videos, And in the last hour, they did delete like the Tumblr, their Twitter, their Instagram, and the Reddit. I'm not really into Reddit, like maybe I should be. Probably not, because then I would just have actually no time for anything, because Reddit is just... anyway. And at the end of the stream, they deleted the channel. Which, you know, it's just... I love this channel because they did what they said they were going to do. They made videos, post them every single day for a whole year, and they stood by what they said in the beginning. They ended it. There isn't any going back. All that remains is memories. And they're happy memories, they're good memories. And it's so cool. That was so cool. I feel like I've been watching a performance art for the past year. I needed that. And, you know, obviously when I woke up at 7 like last morning, I wasn't going to... I had no idea I would be awake, you know, 24 hours later, watching the last hour of a stream that I wasn't, you know, I didn't know that they were going to do that. But I'm so happy that I did it, because first off, I have not stayed awake for that long for years. I just don't do that. I just don't. I have never watched a 12-hour stream. I did that. I'm very happy that I did. I watched pretty much every single one. That did need to like take breaks. But I did. And I'm so happy that I did, because I got to spend the last 12 hours with these characters, these memories, this chat. And there's nothing that remains of it. It's just memories. And I can stress that was so cool. And also, like, there were quite a few people, like, throughout the entire 12 hours and before that, who were like, don't delete the channel, please don't delete the channel. I'm like, they have to do it. They said they were going to, and if they don't do it, then the whole concept of the channel is just the point is missed. Because, you know, that was the point of the channel. It had 1 year to live, and then it's gone. It's so cool. And, you know, so yeah, I woke up at 7 last morning. I went to work at 8. I worked throughout the whole day to 5. Then I got home, and somewhere after like 7:30, I see a notification that, oh, they're gonna have a video. I thought they was just gonna be a short, like, hey, the channel is over. I didn't know it was gonna be a 12-hour stream. I'm like, am I gonna watch it? Yes, I'm gonna watch it. Because otherwise I would just be like... Otherwise I would be disappointed in myself for having missed it. But that was so cool. And yeah, I went to sleep at sometime after 8 this morning and didn't quite reach 4 hours. I'm still surprised that I managed to sleep, because I'm the type of person that if I don't sleep, like, my brain shuts down between midnight and around 7. Like, I've reached that compromise with my brain. That's when I just pass out, generally. I'm very surprised I managed to stay asleep, like, between 4, 5, 6, like, it was like 2 hours period where I had a bit of trouble staying awake, then just stay awake. The fact that I managed to actually go to sleep at 8 in the morning and almost get 4 hours sleep, I'm just perplexed by that, because usually my brain goes, nope, sun's up and we're gonna stay awake. It was so cool! But yeah, I'm probably gonna shut this video down now, because otherwise I'm just gonna keep geeking about, oh, a channel that doesn't exist anymore. And yeah, I'm probably gonna take a nap in maybe about an hour, because then I'll be sleepy enough again. So this day is gonna be so productive. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The decisions have been made, and when I make a decision, I don't like backing down on it, because when I make a decision, I made peace with it, and that's it. Because also, I just remember the point of why I was talking about Unus Annus. Unus Annus is a reason that it's okay, maybe not the reason, but it's a extreme driving force of why I make these videos. Well, the driving reason is that there are you guys who are there to listen to me ramble about yarn, knitting, crocheting, when there aren't exactly people here who like listen to me geek about yarn or watch me hoard yarn, because anyway. But Unus Annus like helped me just make the decision to make a single video every week and post it and not be afraid of it, because it's memories. It's so cool. Anyway, so yeah, sorry, not much about knitting this week, but yeah, I get flustered when it comes to endings. I need to learn to do the endings. I've been doing this for months and I still don't know how to end videos. But recapping, I did finish the body of the Saga Án Fléttu, and I did start on the sleeve, the first one. I did manage to knit a little bit last night, but then I got like cross-eyed. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm probably gonna drop some stitches. So back to the basket you go. Definitely gonna keep up with that. Hopefully make a little bit more progress. Like, this is gonna be a winter-long project if this keeps up. The Dummy Clap Shawl. Excuse me. The next one is lined up. I just need to get more of the yarn that I, need, because I need it to make things. But yeah, I do have like my projects lined up. I just thought, like, seriously, having organization like a little bit, it really helps with just getting things done, and I'm not feeling anxious about, oh, what do I want to make next? I have it organized. Awesome. But yeah. So that's it for me this week. I haven't been sleeping enough because it was so cool. It was so cool. But yeah, again, thank you for watching. This channel is gonna live as long as I can keep going. So so cool. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bless bless.